guys, it's Stanley27 here. First off, I just want to apologise if I sound a bit meh during this commentary. I'm not feeling my greatest today, but seeing as this news just broke, I wanted to bring you a video on it. And the news I'm talking about is the news on the Battlefield 3 Aftermath DLC, which is coming out in December this year. The premiere trailer was aired by Battlefield today, and obviously by all the networks out there. And they've also put a blog on their Battlefield Battlelog type area, which does explain more in depth about the new DLC, which is coming out later this year. So first of all, I want to talk about the trailer. There will be a link in the description to see it, so if you want, pause the video now, go and watch it, come back. It's not too long, but there was something that actually intrigued me about it. Normally, the trailers are pretty much gameplay, a few bits of cinematic, but full on normal gameplay of just playing through the maps, showing off the whole new destructible features. But this one, the whole trailer was cinematic, and I'm not sure whether they're hinting at maybe having a battle recorder coming to the game. I think that would be absolutely amazing. Obviously, people were expecting it in Battlefield 3. They didn't get it. I highly doubt they're going to put it in with Aftermath. I'm pretty sure they're just going to wait until Battlefield 4 and put it in with there. They pretty much have to put it in Battlefield 4. They're just going to get throttled by the community if they don't. But seeing as it was done in cinematics, as I was saying, I think it'd be pretty cool if they did have one coming up with Aftermath, whether it's going to be in the same package or whether it's going to be coming out just around the same time. That'd be pretty damn cool, but I'm 99% sure that they won't be, and it was just a coincidence, but it's a nice thought. Don't want to get your hopes up or anything. But also in the trailer, you might have noticed that the American support guy isn't wearing his hat. Neither's any of them. I don't think the assault guy or the engineer are pretty much wearing what they normally would, and this is because they have just experienced an earthquake. You wouldn't expect their hat to stay on for that. They've probably thrown it off, get a bit of air to their faces. I don't really know, but they are wearing or have new skins for the game, and they look pretty badass. I'm not sure whether they're going to be in the multiplayer engine, how they're going to incorporate these, whether we're just going to be left with the normal standalone skins. I mean, they're not terrible. I'm more than happy to use those, but if we can use these skins that we see in the trailer, that'd be absolutely awesome. It does look pretty badass, as I said earlier. But also at the end of the trailer, if you've watched it the whole way through, you'll notice that there's actually a crossbow scene, and this has caused a bit of controversy between the fanboys and the COD fanboys, and just the community in general. Some people are saying that because the crossbow was in COD and now it's in Battlefield's turning into COD, and it's absolutely ridiculous. I really like the idea that the crossbow's coming in. The whole point of Aftermath is that everything's been put together using the remains of pretty much anything they can find, and as you can see by the picture at the end of the trailer, or just by looking at the thumbnail, it's not a real crossbow. It looks like pretty much a gun with a piece of metal on it and some wires and a makeshift bolt. It's not a real crossbow. It's pretty much a makeshift crossbow, which does look pretty awesome. I'm going to put a picture on the screen now if I haven't done it already, and you'll be able to see that it's not just used with the big long sight that you saw in the end of the trailer. There is the Cobra sight on it in this picture, and I was wondering how it's going to be implemented in the game, whether it's going to be used as a primary weapon, whether it's going to be a secondary weapon, or whether it's going to be one of those weapons like the S'more that is pretty much on your back and it's just an alternative weapon. And originally I thought it was probably going to be a gun for the sniper class, maybe a PDW if they're going to push it so you could use it in all classes, seeing as this guy in the picture doesn't look like a sniper. But then, if you look closely at the picture, you'll see that the guy actually has a gun on his back, which does lead me to believe that it might be a weapon to replace the S'more, maybe for all classes, maybe just for a certain class. I'm not entirely sure this isn't in-game footage. This could just be something to show off the fact that there is a crossbow. The gun on his back is just for a bit of extra decoration in the picture. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not saying that I'm correct on anything, but the fact that he has a gun on his back does suggest that it could be an actual weapon that, like the S'more or like the RPG, that does replace the alternative weapon slot. Also, I'm just going to chuck a picture of a new map up now. It looks absolutely gorgeous. I mean, what doesn't in the Frostbite engine? All the destruction and just the different levels that you can play at. The whole fact that there's the sunken bit in the middle. It just looks absolutely incredible. And this leads me on to the next thing they've announced, which is the new game mode called Scavenger Mode. And this is pretty much like Conquest. There's not too much difference, but there is one main difference, which is pretty damn cool if you ask me. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to play. So basically, as I said, it's the same as Conquest. You've got the US team and you've got the Russian team, both battling out to hold points on the map. However, you only start out with your knife, a secondary, and a grenade, which doesn't sound like too much fun if you ask me. And on the map, in predetermined locations, there's going to be guns that spawn, which means you're going to have to try and fight, one, to gain positions and hold these kind of capture spots or flags on the map, and also try and get to these guns to make sure that your team actually has the advantage, seeing as I'm assuming when you die, the guns respawn. But otherwise, if your team pretty much gets all the guns, you're going to be able to be fighting against people who just have pistols and knives, which you're going to be at the full advantage. However, it said in the article that most of these guns that you find only generally come with one magazine, which means, one, you're going to be very low on ammunition, obviously. Two, you're going to have to make every single shot count, which is pretty hard, seeing as most people in the game aren't dead on accurate, which is going to make it really, really interesting. I think this is a really, really, really good game mode, and I'm looking forward to it greatly. However, they are bringing in new vehicles as well, which do sound quite cool. They're turning it into more, obviously, kind of scavenge what you can find, use anything that you can. So they're bringing in new civilian vehicles that have been modified to kind of give them an edge, turn them into almost army-like vehicles, but not quite. Obviously, there were civilian vehicles. So the US side have the Phoenix, and the Russian team have the Barzuk. I didn't even know whether I'm pronouncing this right, but apparently it means badger. I'm not really sure. And they are just modified civilian vehicles. There's also the vehicle called the Rhino, which I'm assuming both teams have, seeing as there's 3. It seems a bit unfair if a team gets 2 and the other one gets 1, but hey ho, no one really knows what's going on. And there's pretty much civilian vehicles that have had armour strapped onto them, whether that's in pieces of metal, random guns that you can kind of just strap on, able to carry people. It does sound really, really cool. It sounds like something that's going to be really interesting and hopefully add a whole new dynamic to the game. There is one thing that does concern me about this though. At the end of the trailer, when it flashes up on the screen with Battlefield 3 Aftermath in the middle, and all the little kind of key phrases around the outside, obviously it's coming with new assignments and new achievements and the 4 new maps, new vehicles, but it doesn't actually say anything about new weapons, and all the other DLC trailers have. All it says is the all-new crossbow, and one of the reasons they gave for not giving us new weapons in the Armoured Kill DLC was that they were going to come out in Aftermath, and seeing as on this screen doesn't actually say new weapons, that's slightly concerning. Maybe they're just not announcing them yet because they haven't finished developing them, they haven't finished like editing them all, modelling them, maybe just haven't finished with all the gun statistics. But I mean, apart from that, it does concern me that we're not going to get any new guns apart from the new crossbow. So that's something I'm a little bit wary of. Not sure whether this is going to be true or not. It's just obviously my opinions and what I'm picking up from the article and all the videos and the pictures that have come out. So that's pretty much all they've released about Aftermath for this moment in time. I hope you guys enjoyed, hope you found it useful, and I will see you in the next video, which will, as a matter of fact, be my 100 subscriber special, or well, 150 subscriber special. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time.